facing the flag. Sweep together. Chariot. Pyongyang. Facing me. Chariot. Pyongyang. Taekwon. Jumping jacks. 20 on your own count. Begin. When you're done, pro. All right. And straight forward down. Hana, do, set, net, that's it. Yes. And up. Over to the side. Hana, do, set, net, that's it. Yes. Other side. Hana, do. Set, net, that's it, yes, and down to the middle once more. Hana, do, set, net, that's it, yes, and up. Get your feet together, legs straight, and rolling down. If you start to lose your balance, move your feet apart. We don't want anybody falling over. And stretch down. Hana, do, set, net. And coming back up. Feet apart once more. Caden, you should be doing this too. Straight forward down. Hana, do, set, net. That's it. Yes. And up. Long walking stance toward one wall. Hana, do, set, net. And the other side. Hana, do, set, net. And up. Keep both heels on the floor. Bending one leg, stretch. Hana, do, set, net. And the other side. Hana, do, set, net. And up. With your feet apart, going down. Hana, do, set, net. And up. All right, sitting down on the floor. Put the bottoms of your feet together. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. Both legs straight out in front and down. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. And up, bending one leg. Down to the bent leg. So those of you who are joining us, I expect you're doing the warm-up. Instead of lifting your sister around or playing with your brother, you should be sitting on the floor stretching down to the bent leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya, and down to the straight leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. Turning to the back. Hana, do, set, net, and down to your straight leg again. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. And up. Switch your legs. Down to the bent leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. And down to the straight leg. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ero, all, ya. Turn to the back. Hana, do, set, net, to the front. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and up. Both legs straight out in front, shake them out, and keep your legs relaxed, stretching forward. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and up. Take one leg, putting it behind you for a quad stretch. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw. Switch your legs. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and up. Take one leg, hug your knee to your chest, lifting that foot. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and switch your legs. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and relax. Bottoms of your feet together, and butterfly. Hana, do, set, net, dasu, yasu, ildo, ido, all, yaw, and relax. Now, I want you to do 20 sit-ups. When you are done, stand up. Begin. And I will be catching up with attendance while you do that. But I'm still here. Hey, if you're coming in late, please make sure that you're warmed up and ready to go. Let's see, we have a lot of green belts today. It's a popular category to be in. We have Nahum and Jabari. We have Addie and Rowena. We have Lucas. We have Amara and Raga and Madeline. That's a lot. Who else do we have? We have a bunch of red belts. Janelle, I see you and Claire and Connor. EJ is not in today? Oh, right, he's here now, right? Yeah, that's why. Okay, I got you guys.
He's neither here nor there.
Well, you said he's neither here nor there?
He's in limbo.
Let's see, okay, now Claire and Connor, good. All right. So we have Janelle and Claire, Taylor, Hayden, Jonathan and Madeline. Hello, Sarah. Hello, my black belt. We've got Matthew, Amara and Sienna, Addie and Rowena, Raga, Charles, Connor, Caduce. Hello, Caduce. Jaime Lynn, another black belt, hello. Oleg and Allegra, hello. Sammy and Nahum. I see Lucas. I see Jason Jamari. Looks like you guys are in separate rooms today. A little more space to stretch out. Jabari is no video today, but that's all right. All right, everybody. We have testing coming up, and we have some people who are testing for important belts. So we do want to focus on patterns today. If you have a relatively new rank and don't yet know your pattern, I'm guessing Addie and Rowena, that's going to be your question. The best way to get a new pattern is to sign up for a one-on-one class, and you can do that through the website. However, Addie and Rowena, go ahead. You had a question. Is that Addie or Rowena with your hand up? You can unmute and ask your question.
When is the test? What day?
I'm sorry?
What is the day of the test?
So Saturday the 10th, so that's this coming Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do a bit of a warm-up. We're going to start with Chun-Ji. Everybody's on board with Chun-Ji. Find your space to start. Show me Junbi so I know that you're ready. Good. And Sija. Very good. Let's move right into Dangun. Dangun Junbi. And Sija. And now, Do-san. Just let everybody settle. Show me Junbi. Turn it so I know you're ready. And Sija. I was so busy looking over my shoulder to see that you guys are still moving. I wasn't focusing on my pattern. So remember, when you're doing Dangun versus Do-san, at the very end, you do L stance in Dangun, which leads to your punch. In Do-san, your feet are sitting stance, so your toes are pointing forward, and you just do knife hand strike on one side, step, step, knife hand strike on the other. When I do patterns in young adults camp, I talk a little bit about the meanings. Chun-Ji, people will talk about heaven and earth 19 movements. The full thing is that Chun-Ji represents the creation of the world or the beginning of human history. Therefore, it's the first pattern somebody learns. There's two parts, one to represent the heaven and one to represent the earth. Makes a lot of sense. So if you see that as talking about the creation, then you have Dangun is named for the holy Dangun, the legendary founder of Korea, in the year 2333 BC. So you can see they've moved quite a bit forward from creation to the creation of Korea. But since Taekwondo is a Korean martial art, that's a very important moment in Korean history. Do-san moves way far forward. He was a patriot, worked for Korean independence. 1876 to 1938 was when he lived, and he worked for the education and Korean independence movement. And so he was quite modern. He lived in Hawaii toward the end of his life. So he was living in what wasn't yet a state when he lived there, but it was in Hawaii, which we don't think of so much. So that was Chunji, Dangun, Do-san. Let's go ahead to Wan-yo. Wan-yo has, so Chunji is 19 movements, Dangun is 21, Do-san 24. Now we're at Wan-yo. Wan-yo is the noted monk who introduced Buddhism to the Silla dynasty in the year 686 AD, 28 movements. So introducing a religion to your country, clearly very important. All of these patterns have meanings that are slightly legendary, slightly historic, kind of like George Washington and the cherry tree. Not necessarily 100% true, but something we would like to be true. All right, and on top, Wan-yo, 준비, and 시작. Alright, so for my green belts, we have a lot of green belts today. When you are starting the second half, so you've done 1, 2, 3, and you're starting to come back toward your starting spot, the circle walks are often quite difficult for people. Step in. This is like a low block. This is a middle block. I have my other hand involved for balance. Because if I just keep it at my waist, I'm likely to do a lot of this. Then we go front kick, punch, same thing. This hand that punched is going to go low block, middle block. But again, remember to have two hands for balance. For my black belt candidates who are doing this pattern for style points, you have 2 times when you have a bending ready stance. You want to hold that, not for a full count, but just a teeny fraction of time, yeah, because it's saying, hey, look at me, I got this. And then you do your side kick. That's to help you look cool. All right, we're on to you'll go. If you have run out of patterns that you know how to do, and you are testing, I strongly recommend you keep working on your pattern. You are welcome to watch the other patterns, but that's not going to help you on test day. Doing your own pattern is going to help you. So, you'll go. 준비. Actually, I'm going to turn around because some of you are still learning this. You'll go. 준비. And 시작. So, like Wan-yo, when you do the bending ready stance, try to hold this for a second before you go ahead and kick. Again, that's style points. That's making you look really good to judges. Don't hold it for as long as I held it. It's just a little bit of extra time to show that you've got control and balance. If you don't have control and balance, practice it. There are 2 things you can do to help you out. I'm gonna move so you can see my feet. If I'm going that way, it helps to have my heel pointing where I'm gonna kick. Easier to balance. The other one, moving closer so you can see better, a lot of times people do this and they pick up this hip. See how my hip is picked up? If instead, make sure your belt is level. When you look in the mirror, so you pick it up and sink. Kind of let you guys see my belt is level, and that helps me stay in that stance. For me personally, what I do is I think about actually pushing that hip down to get that stability, but it makes a big difference so I'm not wavering all over the place. All right. Next pattern, Junggun, very important pattern. If you are not yet a black belt, I can guarantee this pattern will be on, Junggun will be on your black belt test. It's really important, it's really interesting, it's one that black belts like to do. So let's go ahead and, oh, that's right, we're starting out up here. Junggun, 준비, and 시작. So when you do Junggun, make sure you know if you're supposed to be doing an L stance or a walking stance. That segment coming back. So you've done L stance, walking stance, step in and step out, walking stance, L stance. When judges are looking at the pattern, they want to see that you have that you know the difference between the two. So much like in Chunji, we're looking to see, does this brand new person who's a white belt, do they know the difference between L stance and walking stance? We're looking at that again at blue belt level, but oh, so much more interesting. You've got the side kick landing in a walking stance with control. You have some interesting techniques. You've got this punch going like this. You've got this thing going like that. You've got stuff that you've never done before. And that's what makes it interesting, but showing the difference between the stances, crucial. So, we now have Tae. Tae, 준비. And 시작. Hey. Oh, we've got some people still finishing. Okay, Tae. Two things to focus on here. First, your W form block. Master Mini illustrates this really well. The way you want to do it is as though your arms move last. Turn, leave your arm, and then it comes across. You're gonna turn, and the arms go at the last second. And it goes with the landing of your foot. It's how you generate a ton of power. And once you start to generate a lot of power, you can see how effective this technique is. The other element here is getting the big low guarding block. It's got to come up. It's got to show the length of your arm. Whatever length of arm you have, you want to illustrate. Then when you do your circle block, again, I'm doing it slowly so the camera picks it up. And then see how I'm big motions. Make sure you can look at yourself in the camera or in the mirror. Make sure 1, 2, 3. And then, but you should be doing it with power. And 1, 2. And so you really want to get, it comes down low and it comes across. Yes, Matthew, I like that. It's nice and big. If you feel like it could be too big, you're wrong. I don't think you can make it too big. So you guys are on safe ground. If you feel a little ridiculous, I'm going to say you're probably right. Not right that you're ridiculous, but right that your technique is correct. Can you say, we've talked about this, you have such nice long limbs that illustrating that length is going to look fantastic. When you're at black belt and you get this thing with your long arms, it's just going to be beautiful. So that's a real asset you have. Plus when you spar, you're keeping people extra, I don't know how much further away. So that is such an asset to have. Moving on to kwon. I want to keep things moving because I want to get through kwon and chungmu before we go so that our black belt candidates have a chance to do every pattern today. All right, kwon, Judy. And sit down. Wow. And go. Last one, let's do chungmu. So that's our red belts and black belts. Chungmu, Judy. And sit down. My red belts. When you do black belts too, when you do chungmu, you have some hard techniques. You've got a flying side kick. You've got a 360-degree jump. Those are hard to do. Judges know they're hard to do. Make sure you don't spend so much time worrying about, am I gonna land this correctly? Make sure you remember to make all of your techniques good. Do the techniques that are easy. Make sure to have them strong and effective. So make sure the easy ones come out correctly so that you don't lose points for not doing those correctly. Because sometimes people sort of go, oh, they're so anxious about getting the flying side kick and the 360 jump correctly that they don't do this correctly. And then they don't do this correctly. And you can do those well, you can do them with power. The other thing is when you do side kick, make sure to get those going correctly, make sure to turn your foot on the floor so that your foot's in the correct position so you don't end up doing a turning kick. So really pay attention to turning that foot on the floor. When we do them in basics, we do a side kick and we stop with a fighting stance. We do a side kick, we stop with a fighting stance. So while you're thinking, I do side kick all the time, you aren't doing it one right after the other. It's not something we normally do in class. All right, let's do a little bit of kicking and punching because some of our lower ranks have been very patient and have been waiting to do some kicking. So, everybody line up, left leg forward, fighting stance, jump. Starting with front kick and a punch, same side. Ha! Do. Side. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Ha! Do. Side. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Skipping front kick, then a reverse punch. Hana! And back to your fighting stance. Do! And turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do! And turn. Lucas, join us, please. Hana! Do. Fighting stance turn. Now it's a turning kick. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Now it's punch, then the turning kick. Hana! So that's the rear hand punch. Do! Set! Neck! And turn. Hana! Do! Set! Neck! Fighting stance turn. Skipping side kick. Hana! Do! Make sure you're kicking belt height at least, if not head height. Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Same thing. Hana! Do! Turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Side kick. Hana! Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Now it's a back kick. Hana! Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Step forward, pro. Left leg forward, fighting stance. Shut. Stepping forward. L stance. Middle block. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Now, middle block at your L stance, followed by reverse punch in a walking stance. Hana! Do! Set! Neck! I need to see you doing it if you want credit for today's class. Sitting on the couch or wrestling with your sibling That's not Taekwondo. Fighting stance turn. Same thing. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Now it's walking stance. 3 punches in 1 step. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Step forward, paro. All right, down. Left leg forward fighting stance, jump. From here, front kick, punch, then a turning kick. So, this is a regular front kick, punch with the backhand, goes straight into that turning kick. With my count, Caden, join us please, and hana. Do. And turn. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Same thing. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. And turn. Now it's front kick, then front turning kick. Hana. Front kick with one leg. Turning kick with the other. Do. Side. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. And turn. Now, skipping front kick, then skipping front turning kick. With my count, hana. Fighting stance turn. Do. And turn. Hana. Turn. Hana. And turn. Now, skipping front kick, skipping front turning kick, skipping side kick. Hana. Turn. Do. Turn. Hana. Turn. Do. And turn. Step forward. Paro. All right, let's do some more hand techniques. Left leg forward fighting stance. Shut. Stepping forward. Low block, walking stance. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Now it's high block. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. So following the class is part of the discipline and structure that we're looking for in people. So I want you to stay with us. Everybody can do low block. Everybody can do high block. High block in your walking stance. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Now it's low block, then reverse punch. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Fighting stance, turn. High block, then reverse punch. Hana. Do. Set. Net. Fighting stance, turn. Hana. Do. Set. Net. And turn. Step forward. Pro. All right, good work, everybody. We're gonna bow out. I have a couple of announcements to make, so I wanna do that before we bow out. So we have, let's see, we have testing on Saturday, this coming Saturday. It's the 10th. Everyone is welcome to come. We have people who've been working very hard for their black belt and higher black belt degrees. Come, the times have been in your email. 2:45 for the black belt section. The first section is at 1:30, I believe. It will be in your email. We're gonna send out another one this week, reminding people of test times, and the other things I'm getting to in these announcements. So, would love to see you guys, even if you're not testing. The black belt testing is always good to watch, and it's nice to support your friends who are going for new ranks. Kaden, please put that away. Next, we are closed Monday in observance of Indigenous people or Columbus Day. We won't have classes on Monday, that's in the park. So if you have been coming to that, we will have Wednesday and Saturday as usual. Now, hang on, I'll get to you in just a sec. What else? Learning patterns or getting class information. GlenridgeTKD.com/classes has a whole page. It's got the links to sign up for one-on-ones, if that's what you're looking for. It's got the links to sign up for in-class classes, if that's something that you're doing or you're interested in doing. Obviously, it has the links for the Zoom classes, the links to the YouTube channel where, say, some of the black belt candidates, or once you are, well, or anybody, I did the patterns today, you can see them. We have a patterns playlist that Master Meany and I worked on this summer. So if you have patterns questions, they might be answered there. The other thing is, if anybody is looking to pay test fees for color belts, GlenridgeTKD.com/test. That will also be in the newsletter that I'm gonna send out a little early, probably Thursday or Friday. Now, Nahum had a question. You still with us? Yes, there you are. You can unmute, or did I answer your question?
Yeah, my question. What day exactly are the emails gonna be sent?
I don't know because I haven't written them yet. Once I have written them, they will definitely go out. Usually I try to have them go out on a Friday, so it'll be either Thursday or Friday. Okay?
So is the test gonna be fully outdoor, or is there a virtual time too?
There is not a virtual test. We did send out the list of candidates. People who are test candidates but have not completed registration, I need to send email reminders to those people. And if you are on the test list but you couldn't make it, just let us know so we understand why you have not registered. So a lot of email that I need to get together and send out to you. I see Caden has a question. Go ahead, Caden.
What time did the white belts get tested?
I will have to double check because I think I already told you the wrong time. I believe it's 1:30, but I will make sure when I put it in the email that it's correct. Well, I heard another question. Can we just have one at a time so I make sure that I get people?
What time do the green belts with blue stripes get tested?
All the testing times, I'm afraid if I say something, I'm gonna say the wrong thing because my memory is not very good. So I'm gonna put it in writing. I will look it up before I write it down and make sure I get the correct information to you on email. Anything I say now about times, there's a good chance I'm wrong because it's not our normal test times because it's not a normal time. All right, but I promise you it will be in email. In fact, it's on the website right now. If you go to the website and you scroll down past the first notice says that we're closed on Monday. The next one, I believe, is the one that says when the test times are and what belts go for what times. All right? Let's go ahead and bow out. So everybody up. And facing the flags. Get your feet together. Juliet. Kyungnae. Oh. Facing the black belts. Juliet. Kyungnae. Taekwon.
Taekwon.
And our head student today is Jamari. So facing Jamari. Juliet. Kyungnae. Taekwon.